We have a great opportunity at Ochsner to not only take advantage of new scientific discoveries, but also new technologies and use them in a way to improve the efficiency and the experience of providing care for our nursing staff. I'd like to go through some of these discoveries with you today in terms of rolling these new discoveries and technologies out across our hospital system. The first is use of a new form of collecting vitals that we call VisiMobile. This is a wireless technology that is affixed on the wrist. There's a couple leads on the chest, and it's capturing vitals every minute. And not only capturing vitals every minute, but capturing them and sending them directly into Epic. Nurses can set parameters, and moreover, if a patient crosses any of those parameters, the machine can actually send a text message to the nurse's smartphone. The other value of this, of course, is that we can catch deterioration in any patient earlier because we're collecting a more robust amount of information all the time. What we do today now is we have the ability to give each patient an iPad. And on that iPad is a software program part of Epic called MyChart Bedside. And MyChart Bedside not only identifies their treatment team, their nurses, their doctors, maybe a little brief bio, but also has a complete list of all the medications that they're currently taking. They can read about their medications. They understand what their diagnosis is. They can read more about what their diagnosis is. But it also has the ability to see test results. The most important thing I can get across to you today, however, is the importance of circadian rhythms. So circadian rhythms are a way of shutting down the body when it's time to recover and gearing up the body when it's time to need energy and use energy and consume energy to be able to do things that allow us to survive. But let me give you the ultimate example in terms of a population, daylight savings time. Traffic accidents go up dramatically the day after and then go way back down. In fact, the highest traffic accident rate over the entire 365 days a year is the day after daylight savings time. We see a 25% increase in stroke, and we see a 72% increase in heart attacks the day after. 1 hour change in your own bed, that's just 1 hour. Even if your eyes are closed and you're sleeping, it's still sensitive to light. And moreover, when it's impacted by light, it resets the circadian clock. It resets the circadian rhythm, and that's not always a good thing. So what kind of light? Well, it turns out that the light that we're most used to, natural light, is in fact blue light. But there's another form of light that's not very sensitive, or that the receptor is not sensitive to, and it's red light. In the space station, as we go up in space, we're going from a day and night cycle every 90 minutes. All of our astronauts and so forth would be totally messed up if they were exposed to this day-night cycle every 90 minutes. So what do they do on the space station? They actually have controllable LED lights that go from red to blue on a 12-hour, 24-hour cycle. But in the hospital environment, if we have to go check on an IV, or if we have to change an IV bag or adjust a setting or just check on something where I don't have to necessarily wake up the patient to do, the only light I have available is standard white-blue light. So it's important for us to consider using red lights in these settings, and we've done that successfully in our innovation wing, and it's had a dramatic effect in terms of their circadian rhythms. Noise control. Turns out that it's pretty noisy at night. You only know unless you monitor it. So we've been monitoring noise levels in hallways, and funny enough, the World Health Organization has a recommendation that it should be under 30 decibels in hospitals at night. But there are a lot of things that we can do to noise control that impact sleep and the quality of sleep. And of course, now we don't need to worry about any vitals that are routine in the middle of the night because we're capturing that every minute with a new type of technology that is unobtrusive and there's no cuff that's going up and down. The next thing I want to mention quickly is something that we're all aware of, and that is hospital-acquired infections. One of the ways that we can combat that now is with an interesting metal, copper. It kills bacteria, it kills MRSA, it kills C. diff, it even kills some fungus and some viruses as well. And believe it or not, we can actually infuse copper into textiles. So gowns, sheets, pillowcases, towels can be infused with copper. So let me summarize by saying that we have a great opportunity at Ochsner to have a positive impact not only for our nurses, but for our patients in terms of their experience of care and their outcome of care when they are hospitalized at Ochsner. Thank you very much for listening.